Hey everybody, my name is Eric. I'm making a game. That game is called the Godkiller. Yesterday, I succeeded in getting this Xbox controller to do all the in-game control for the player, and it makes me really happy. And it's hard to get across why it's such an important milestone for me. There was a game that I made in the 90s called Drod, and it had very similar gameplay mechanics as the Godkiller, but one of the problems it had with it was the control system wasn't compatible with using joysticks and analog inputs, and you'd come up with something that would work, but it'd be kind of clear that it wasn't correct for the game, and that the preferred way to use controls would have been the keyboard. And that you'd be handicapping yourself if you used a regular controller like this. Essentially, the diagonals in Drod combined with each command that you issue being something that affects the state of the world in a quantized way. So, anyways, the controller works. I'll give you a demo of it. But when I designed the Godkiller, I knew I didn't want to cut myself off from controller support for it like I'd done with Drod. So I changed the interface a little bit. I said there won't be diagonal movement, and that was basically enough for this controller support to work for it. Okay. So right now I'm using the analog stick, the left stick on the controller. I'm actually finding it easier to use than the keyboard. It feels really nice. I did quite a bit of refinement to the control. I can also use the D-pad, but the thing that was hard, this is a little bit loud. The thing that was hard about the left stick was its analog nature. It didn't work well as a control until I added dead zone to it, which are areas of the stick which, even though they might be pointing up, down, left, right, you don't want them to signal that, because you want the player's choice with the stick to be really unambiguous and definitely match their intention. So if you're playing a game where you were not moving an entire square when you pushed in one direction, but you were making a gradual movement based on that directional push, then you'd have less of a dead zone, maybe no dead zone at all. But say I'm going to go one square left. If I do, I die, just with one issuance of a move. There's not a gradual movement into the square, and then, eventually I'll be enough in the square that I'll be interacting with something pushing south. It's just instant. So if I go west one square, I've issued a command. I've said, let's go all the way into that square. So that was the trickiness of this. I also have flinging controls hooked up to the A button or the right trigger. And it's fun to play with the controller. I really enjoy it. I think I would abandon the keyboard control for using the controller. It just feels really nice. Oh, let's get away from plot stuff. Yeah. So anyways, that's what I got done yesterday. Real happy about it. It was a risky task. I was considering pushing it out to the next patch release, but it's in. It's going in the first release of the game. I need to continue with the controller support and make sure that the menuing system works as well. So let's do that next. Okay. I think I can actually delete this now. Let's delete it. I don't need it, right? This is the old game input class. I copied over logic into the new one, but at this point I think it's ready to be deleted. Okay, let's make sure that still builds all right. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so that's fine. Let's do a git commit before I start with new stuff. Reminding myself of stuff I did that might be important to come back to later. Also, I'm about ready to do some new stuff. I put a commit there before I do it. I can revert back if I do something that was really kind of screwed up. I have to get back to a working state. So meta input. Also, it's good to do a commit right before you delete code. What? Weird. Okay. Okay, so I want meta input to act like game input. I want it to have these input system, Unity input system instances assigned from the player controls class. So I will kind of follow the pattern. Let's take that much, go back to meta input. Let's not do using Unity Engine. Let's do using Godkiller boot. Okay. Okay, then I want input managers or input actions for escape action, up action, down action, up action, down. Select action. Here, you know what? I need to look at the actual actions that I've got set up for it, because I made them be much the same. Why do you keep wanting to be resaved? That's weird. Okay, I made them this exactly the same as the default it's the default input system. Now I'm wondering, how can I use these to get up or down? So submit is going to tie to, really, submit any? Kind of don't get that. Navigate. Okay, navigate, it's going to have stuff that I can use to figure out if I'm going up, down, left, right. Keyboard. Yeah, we got this is interesting. They basically chose the same as me. Okay, so it's a 2D vector. Got it. Digital normalized. So it's going to return a vector 2D, and it's going to normalize in the different directions. Okay, that's all fine. So let's just go through these. What do I actually need? I might have to look at the gamepad. Wait a minute. Oh, this is all under navigate. What does that mean? Action, value, vector 2. So these all roll up to navigate. I haven't seen that type of hierarchical action definition yet. I think I understand how it works. I think all I need to do is find the navigate action and then look at the vector 2 value, and that should roll up all these different input types. So let's put that one down first. Okay, now let's see what else. Submit. And this confuses me. They just do submit any. Yeah, I'm just not really sure about that. Okay. Okay, but let's just start with submit action. Okay. Escape action. I'm not sure. Sure. Who's using this stuff? Is it all? Yeah, it's the hallway selector. Hallway selector. Okay, that's like on the level restore screen. So these are not used. These are not used. These methods aren't used by the normal UI code that's got built-in handlers provided by Unity classes. They're used by my custom UI code for the level restore screen. So I don't need to worry about representing all the possible things that are present inside of the input actions. The input actions I've got there are based on the default UI actions. I added a couple of my own along with it. I just copied them over. These ones from track device orientation on up, they're just set up to be exactly what Unity's built-in UI handling expects. So I don't need to worry about exposing all of those inside of my class here. I just need to expose the ones that have methods here. Okay, so is exiting. So I'm looking at my use of get key down. And then anytime that I see get key down, it means I'm going to need to have some kind of state management to only return true on that when it's newly down. So, although I do wonder if there's anything built into input action that has that kind of state tracking. So let's check for that. Don't need to reinvent the wheel if it's already there. Because I did see some like triggered. I didn't know what it meant. I thought, I don't want to use the callbacks and eventing system because I need to be able to pull inside of the update frame. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this is all just construction. Okay, action map. Input action phase, the current phase of the action. When action starts receiving input, it will go to started. When it stops receiving input, it will go to canceled. When performed is used, depends primarily on the type of action, value will trigger, perform whenever the value of the control changes. The first trigger started and then performed right after. It doesn't feel to me like I can capture the started event and use it to signal the beginning of the input. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe I just have to try it. It's not a bad. Okay, this looks a little bit better. This looks better. Whether the action was triggered this frame. Because I don't think this will be true on the frame after. I don't think perform gets called multiple times. So this should get called just one time. Okay, let's try that. So we'll say this will equal escape action, trigger. Cannot be static, must be non-static. Okay, is up. All right, this will need some kind of state management. Is select can be submit action triggered. Okay. What's the best way to do this? I think bool was up. Triggered was down triggered. No, was up active was down active. Okay, so for this we say if, okay, actually you can do it like this. You can say nope, 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 no, okay. If was up active, okay, bool is up active equals navigate action, read value vector 2. Okay, for that I will need Unity Engine. Okay, so read value vector 2 y equals greater than equal point 0.99f I say greater than 0.9f. Okay. If was up active. Was up active equals is up active, and then we say return false. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. Is up pressed. And why not be consistent? Name that like so. Was up pressed. Was down pressed. Okay. I'm just looking at this and thinking how inelegant it is. All right, so we come through, we say is up pressed. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here. So if I go this, I can refactor this guy over to here. And also we can put this inside of here If up was pressed, then I'm definitely returning false. But before I return false, I set the new value of was up pressed. You know, I'll just do it maybe just slightly nicer. Bool was up pressed before equals was up pressed. And then we say was up pressed equals is up pressed. Then I can just do return is up pressed and not was up pressed before. And that's a lot more readable. Okay, I just do the same thing for these other two. Is down pressed, and this will be here. We'll say everything exactly the same, except it'll be down instead of up. Okay. That might be right. That might be good. Okay, so then next, let's take a look at all the stuff I broke, because I made some changes to meta input. Yeah, let's go up top where I have, should be game input somewhere in here. Here it is. Okay. Meta input we'll do here. Okay, let's say where is meta input? Let's say meta input is exiting. We're just going to change that like so. Where else is meta input? Nowhere else? I think it's called elsewhere. Let's take a look where else. Lots of places. Okay. So we'll start with the hallway. What is it? Init. We're using a constructor. Okay. Just make sure there's no constructor. Nope, just an init. Okay. So we'll say meta input, meta input, meta input. New meta input. Move this up top. Okay. else has got main input. Main object I fixed. Let's do match case. Though I do have to remember to change it back. I always forget and it confuses me. Okay, who's calling it? Update and credit screen update. I'll just use start. Okay. So made it input. Made it input. Okay, what else? I guess it's just the one. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, hallway selector, got it. Main credits. Okay, made a menu. Okay, I should do that one. Credits, hallway selector, made a menu, modal dialog. I think I don't have a coherent rationale for using start or awake. At some point I should educate myself. Or for that matter, unenabled. Although I looked at that Unity lifecycle doc and I couldn't see that much information. It's a pretty nice diagram they've got. They just don't give a lot of information about what each event is for. You can kind of tell when they occur relative to each other, but they don't have enough information about what is loaded and available at each point for my taste, or at least I haven't found the docs for it. Hallway selector, made a menu, mobile settings screen. This might be the last one. Cool. Where's the entry point? Awake? Oh, first show calls awake. Okay, where is awake? Start. Init. I don't have. Okay, I'll try adding in awake and I'll see how that does. Meta input equals new meta input. Okay. Just so I don't forget, turn off the caps or the case sensitivity, and then let's see if this thing will compile. I'll be nice and size my IDE to fit inside the broadcast area. All right. So let's turn off the maximize so we can see the errors better. The inevitable errors. And yeah, hit play. Try it out. So I used the escape key on the keyboard, it worked. Let's try the joystick. Yeah. Got the pause button on the controller working. I noticed there was no selection. So if I go here. Clicking on continue does not work. I do see 999.99 plus errors. You're trying to read input using the Unity Engine input class, but you switch active input. Where did I do that? Where did I even do that? Really? Is that true? Are you lying to me? Oh, it's got to be down. Event system update? Oh no, stop. Like, I hate this because it's not even my code. I mean, I'm sure it is related to my code in some way, but they don't give me the call stack that corresponds to whatever mistake I made. Although these ones look a little different. Oh, here we go. No, it's in this event system place here. This is the kind of stuff I do not like. I mean, I'm pretty cool to fix bugs in my code. Just tell me where they are. And the error message is not that helpful because I don't see any case where I'm actually doing what they say I'm doing. You're trying to read input using the Unity Engine input class, but you switch active handling to input system, package, and player settings. So the second thing is true. The first thing, I don't know if it's true. Get mouse position. See, I didn't even do anything where I explicitly asked for mouse input. So let me see. Let's do one thing. Let's take meta input and avoid having it actually query anything at all. Could be the use of this triggered thing. Okay, so we'll say false. This here we'll say false. These will not have been queried by that particular screen that I was on, so I don't think they come into play at this point. So let me just see if that causes the error to go away. Okay. It does, but now I don't have a way to bring up the meta menu. Okay, let's try, instead of using triggered, we use the read value. Okay. Escape action, it's going to be a float. How do I do it in game input? Let me see the code I had over there. Oh yeah, I just did greater than 0f. That's probably the best way to do it. Let's do greater than 0f. Okay, but also if I'm going to do that, I need bool was escape pressed, and then I'll have to do the bool was escape pressed before equals was escape pressed. Bool escape pressed. Was escape pressed equals was escape pressed before. Return escape pressed and not was escape pressed before. Okay, so that doesn't use triggered, and my hope is that will be enough to get past this error. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so I know it on every frame it is calling that function and it's not causing an error. So hopefully it was causing error before when I was at this point, but maybe the error comes after I bring up the meta screen. Okay, that's even different. Now I can't even get the Man, that's like so hard to figure out what the fuck's going on. Alright, I gotta use the restroom, I'll be right back. So it appears that the code which causes the error to occur is inside of Unity UI. A thing I could do I could set the binding. Oh, I think I got it. Okay, I think I got it. So there's different screens that can come up, and each one of them has got its own binding with this input module, and I gotta switch them all over. I switched one over, but I gotta do all of them. So replace that, and now got this new input system module here. It defaults to this guy here, which is like this one here. If I can change it to player controls, and then it grabs these other actions I defined inside of my action map. Okay, I just need to repeat that for all of these Meta screens. I'm just gotta fix all of them. I don't think this one has any controls on it. Okay. Settings. Let's just save everything. Okay. So clear that. Let's try it again. Also, I do want to go back to using triggered if I can, but let's just make sure I can open that screen. Okay, no errors, but there's something like my logic is not correct as far as stopping escape or the escape action from causing it to toggle. So if I hold escape down, it just goes ahead and goes back and forth between the two. But it wasn't meant to be that way. I can fix that with triggered. I already fixed the other problem with a complaint about the input system not being switched over. So let's get rid of this was escape pressed and put this back to triggered. Okay. Now, I did notice what looked like no default selection when it came up. Let me just take a look at the meta menu. Is there something about a default selection? There is. First selected, continue. All right, let's just try it again. Oh, it is selected. Now, something is causing it to move when it shouldn't. Okay, now I'm moving it with my joystick. I don't know why it started off moving like that. I did my D-pad here. That works. Arrow keys, they also work. WASD works. Mouse. Yeah, mouse is going to work. Okay, let's go to one of the subscreens. Okay, there is like a little minor problem there where the navigation is not set correctly when I go up from the bottommost, but it's not too bad. Okay, this is pretty cool right here.
We got the knives.
This would be a nice place to have it go back when you hit the B button. But that's not something I'm going to worry about right now. Let's take a look at restore. Oh, joystick control, it works. That's pretty nice. That feels right. D-pad also. I know I don't have mouse control here. That's one thing that was requested, to be able to click on one of these things and go to it. But I don't think it's the end of the world. So also, the first time I got WASD here, which is one of the bugs that was on the list. I can take that off. It does feel like in this situation, it'd be nice to have the B button function like the escape key. Question is, if I'm here on the restore screen, but I want the B button to go back to here. Yeah, it all seems fine. I think I could just make escape have one extra mapping to the B button or the east button, and I'd be good. Because I know just instinctively I want to hit that red B button to back out. The pause button will do it. Let's try praying for help. Interesting that it went to general strategy. I'm not sure why. Maybe I had some nice redirection going on. I don't know. I don't remember setting that up. Oh, I think it's because I pulled it up in the editor instead of restoring to the level and loading the scene that way. Okay. Well, this is really nice. I thought I was going to have a lot more work here, but I don't really have much. What do I have left on this? Let's add the B button, and that might be it. Damn. I really thought this was going to be harder. I know I shouldn't say it out loud. It's like I'm inviting the Murphy's Law to come down hard in my head. It does feel like I could be a little more robust by doing this. Okay. Then let's go have cancel or exit also be. Oh, I gotta do cheat keys too. That's not too hard though. Okay. Okay, so cancel. I'm going to add a binding. Actually, I don't know if cancel is the right place to add. I think it's escape. I want to add to that. Okay, so let's delete this binding. Let's add binding here. And it will be just listen. Button east. It's weird how it popped up all these other things at the same time. I think maybe I just jostled the stick when I did that just now. Okay, so button east. And save that asset. I also kind of wonder if I shouldn't check the cancel action. Is exiting. I don't know what cancel any would be, but it implies that it might work across multiple input devices. So let's see what cancel action does. So if it works to detect the B button, then I won't need it to be part of this escape action. And currently I did add the B button to the escape action, and that might be redundant. So let's remove it so I can see if the cancel action will be able to handle it. And if it can't, then I can just do it the first way I just did it just now. But I would like to take advantage of whatever any device independence they've got inside of that definition. Cancel any. Okay, are you going to play? Okay. So does that bother me? That the B button inside the game would bring up the meta menu? Do I want a distinction between exiting and canceling? What? What? Something happened there. Huh. Yeah, it's like some kind of mystery block got placed there. That's creepy. I'm doing something that has nothing to do with the level content, and somehow the level content's different. Wow, it makes me paranoid. Super paranoid. All right, let me think. So I decided I don't like the B button taking you out of gameplay, because I feel like if you're just trying to learn the game, you're probably going to mash on that a bit. You're like, what commands are there? And you'll hit the B button and what? The menu's popping on and off. So I don't really like that. And that means I probably need to just have a separate check here. It's canceling. And we'll just say and then I can look at every place that currently calls is exiting, all 6 places. And I can make a decision. Do I want to also include canceling or not? So thinking about credit screen, you've got the credit screen playing. It's not real super easy to get back to the credit screen if you wanted to watch it all the way through. It will exit out automatically at the end. So I am voting for no cancel button on credit screen. You can do the escape or pause button. Escape key or pause button to get out of it. Meta menu. Yeah, just a way to kind of get back to the game real quick. Yeah, we could do. Yeah. No. Okay, so then don't want it to use cancel on the main object. That's regular gameplay. Credit screen we talked about. Hallway selector, yes. Modal dialog. Yep. Okay, setting screen. That's also one where I'll let it cancel. Okay. While I'm at it, let's do the cheat keys. Don't need to wait. Oh yeah, that one too. Make sure that's there. Okay. Cancel action. Cheat. Past. Cheat skip level. Action. Okay, cheat, skip level action equals controls, meta, cheat, skip level. Cheat, skip, level. And then let's just do if use cheat keys and else and if return cheat skip level action read value or just triggered, else return false. Okay, so then if I go back to the main object, I look for cheat. Okay, so here it's just called cheat keys. So we'll say let's take out all the if defs from here. I wish there was a way to have one single file that had all the define logic in it and import that and get the defines. You can do that in C and C++. I don't know of any way you can do it inside of C#. But basically, you need something like that for dryness, common refactoring around preprocessor definitions. And I just don't think there's a feature in C# for it. At least there's not one that I know of. These two are defined by the build environment. You know what? I could leave the if-def logic in here. It's probably a little bit easier to understand. And in the meta menu, not meta menu, meta input, take this out. Just have it be like that. Okay, I'm on track to finish this in maybe 15 minutes, unless something goes wrong. So let's go back to main object. Do some undo here. Put this back in. Okay. Let's go look at handle cheat keys. Here we'll say I don't need these. I don't need this. Let's just take that out. Okay. If meta input is sheet skip past level, then go ahead and do that cheat. Okay. This could be it. I'll be looking for another thing that doesn't seem right when I test this. I'll make sure everything works. I'm gonna get to close like 3 bugs. Maybe it's only 2, but yeah, it's gonna be real nice to have this done. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, so from here on the game screen, I hit the red button, the B button, nothing. That's good. I hit the pause button, and now I'm up there. And I hit B from here, I can cancel. I can also hit the pause button again. I can escape. Don't like how it loses the focus, but it's not that bad. Okay, settings, B for back. No, so on settings screen, still, it's not doing anything really, it's not canceling. Okay, back does work. Restore. Okay, B for cancel. Good. Don't like how it's not refocusing on the button. Restore. Yeah, I should check all of these for having some kind of focus when you go over to it. Let's see. B works good there. I haven't tried selecting a level yet. Let's do that. Worked. Yeah. I love playing with the stick. I've got my left thumb on the D stick. It feels real nice. Like, I spent thousands of hours playing this with the keyboard. That might be an exaggeration. That could be 1,000 hours, something like that. So I was definitely very used to the keyboard. And I liked the keyboard before, but just playing like maybe 20 minutes with the controller, I immediately like the controller better. So it's like going from good to great. It just feels right. Okay, I'm getting self-indulgent now. Let's bring the menu back up. Make sure we're still good there. Looks like exit, cancel. Good. Okay. So let me fix, if I can, a few other issues, but it's looking like all the keyboard support's done at this point. I forgot to try out the cheat code, but I'll come back to that. So that thing with not getting the focus when you come back is bugging me. On the meta menu, there's also some stuff about direction of travel, going up in this direction. Yeah, so if I say go up, it's saying go to the settings button. Question is, no. All I gotta do is have it go to the play button instead of the settings button. That should do it. So settings, I did correctly fix to go down. Oh, wait, this is just on automatic. Maybe I should just put it on automatic and call it good. Oh no, it needed to be explicit because I implemented the looping. That's why exit has to have explicit. It would be the same for continue, yeah, because it needs to loop around back to the beginning over here. Okay, that seems solved. This continue target graphic is specified already. Although, let's see. Oh, no, that's not where it's set. It's here someplace, right? Okay, there's the rect transform. There's the canvas. Group, event system. Okay, first selected, continue. Yeah. So that's there. If I go to OK dialog, it's got the same stuff here too. OK, cancel dialog. Same, it starts on cancel. It's a safer choice. Tutorial doesn't have interactivity settings. Yeah, it starts on back. Oh, there was another thing too. With the settings screen, I didn't have any cancel behavior. So that's because I have an and here instead of an or. That's all. Okay. I might need to write some code to explicitly select a control. Unity select UE button. Yeah, that one. Okay. So I think I could use that. Maybe there's a nice general purpose way to do it. If I say in my code, not here, this is the wrong screen. Okay, if I say in my code, look, the top level object, look for the event system component. The first selected, what is it? Is it a game object? What kind of control is this expecting? I bet it's a selectable. So, okay, so what I can do is I can say top level object, grab whatever the first selected value is from the event system, and when that dialog is shown later on, select that selectable. I'm going to try that. Now, it feels to me like Unity should just do that automatically, but I'm trying not to rant so much these days. Let's start with the meta menu. Where are you at? I might have too much shit here. Okay, game input, song. I don't need song manager. Where's my meta menu? Oh yeah, where's your start or awake? Show, awake, okay. Do I have anything? Okay. So I think it's going to be event system. Screen game object. Get component. Event system. If event system equals null, return null. Return event system first. Okay, I guess it's a game object. But I think the nature of it is it would have to be selectable. So I could cast it. If it fails, it fails. Saying I can't cast like that? Okay. Well, okay, so if I do game object first go. So I come back over to here, take a look. So there's button, and button is probably the selectable. Let me check that button derives from selectable. inherits from UI selectable. So that's good. That should mean that I can do a get component on this for selectable. Work with buttons. Any kind of UI object that's selectable. Okay. So we can say here in, where is it? Awake. Okay, then we do show. And then we say first selectable, select. DZ, what's going on? You're catching me at the tail end of a session. Let me see how well this code works. Good news is last night I got all of the game controller stuff working for in the game, and now I'm finishing up all the game controller support for the rest of the screens. So I'm making great progress. Let's see how well this does. Did I do debug? I did not do it, so I might have missed the setup here. You know what? I really love the keyboard over the last 4 years or so, and made lots of nice refinements to it. But personally, I would always play with the controller. It's really good. It feels nice. All right, let's see if I can fix this little bug. Okay. Did you earlier find the first selectable? No, you did not. Okay. So that's not good. Oh, except it could call awake here. Okay. Ah, okay. Oh, you're trying to share your coffee with it. Okay, so event system. Got it. First go. Continue button. Cast. Well, not a cast, but get the selectable component from it, which should be the button component. I think we got it. Yeah, okay, that part's good. So then it should, execution should come right down into here. This kind of amazes me that it doesn't like call awake the next frame, it just calls it synchronously. Okay, enable the buttons and select the first one. There's that thing, okay. So if I go to settings, I come back, okay, it selects continue. Okay, that's fine. Settings, continue. Restore. Okay, let me take. Yes, it's working. Cool. Fix that other bug there. Okay. Let's see if the cheat key works. Okay, cheat key. Here we go. Cheat key.
Need to stay focused on a goal or I'll go.
Okay, so I just need to add that same code to the other places. So the first selectable, go there. Okay, so that was settings screen. The other one that seemed to need it was this modal dialog. Then where's show? Show. Here we go. First selected, select. Put this up top. I think also the settings screen needs it. Okay, does anything else need it? Restore does not need it. Credit screen doesn't need it. Just made a menu, settings screen, modal dialog. Okay, that should do it. All right, so I'm pretty close to wrapping up here. If I just did the last bug fix, if it works, then that'll be a session. Now I'll go downstairs and see if my wife wants to eat some brunch. Brunch. Okay, so we go to settings. Come back to settings. Okay, it always starts in the same place, which is what I wanted. Where else did I have something? Restore. Okay. Yeah, DZ. Yeah, how good. Let's see. Are you starting your morning? Yeah, I think you're starting your morning. I think. I get mixed up with time zones. That's all. Oh, when you came back, and then... Oh, no, not one more bug. God, that is annoying. And I don't even have a focus there. Was there an error? So now the only thing I can do is use a mouse to get the focus back. Oh, I know why. Because the continue button, it tried to select the continue button. Continue button was unavailable. Okay. So one more bug to fix. So this has all the buttons. Instead of using this first selectable here, instead we could just say buttons. Is there like a first? No, I can just do an index. I can do 0, select just the topmost button. That's what will be selected. Okay, so assuming that works, I won't need this. Okay. I'm going to exit and cancel. Then I'm back at the top. Cool. Exit. And then that, I don't like that. Why, when you brought up the modal, why did you not just pick the first one, the cancel? Oh, so annoying. Okay, so I would like to know what you think you're doing. Show. Not modal util, modal dialog. If I use the keyboard, and what is first selected? The cancel button. Is there anything else that's being called? I mean, that really should do it. And then I have to like jiggle around to get to it. It's not horrible. I can get the focus going, but I don't like that it doesn't start the focus on the cancel button when I explicitly asked it to. And there's no error message. And everything looks correct in the code for making the call. So what up with that? Is there some other life cycle event that's happening after I select it that cancels the selection? Do I need to wait a little bit longer? Do I need to wait until the update method to select first selected? But then it's... I could try putting it in start. I think start comes after awake. Maybe there's some awake code in the base class that is overriding what I'm trying to do. Let me see if start works better. Okay, so modal dialog. But show is going to call it. Okay, no, it's not doing that first selection on awake. It's doing it after awake is called, because set active is going to call awake. Well, let's just do a kludgy thing. Just to test this theory. So if I do that, and in update, I can do if need first select. It's really janky code, but it tests to see if there's something in the life cycle that's messing it up. So update should occur after some other maybe lifecycle event code occurs for like the canvas and all the UE items underneath of it. Cancel. Okay, the update change did not make a difference. So yeah, I honestly don't get it. Now it's sort of acting like cancel is selected when I come back. So if I do the exit, okay. If I click right on my joystick, it doesn't go anyplace. If I click left, it goes to exit now exactly the same way. Exactly the same way as if cancel had been selected. So it could be that the selected state is there, but it's not being used for rendering. It's a small enough bug that I'm not going to let it slow me down. I'm going to keep going. And, you know, I might at some point come back and fix it. But I think this is good for now. And basically controller support is in. It's making everything work. Mouse, keyboard, Xbox controller. Probably all kinds of other devices will work too. So that's it. That's a session. Did what I set out to do. Good time to stop and go eat brunch. Stopping the stream.